Hello guys, welcome to another wonderful session of learning with Prepclass. My name is Tutor Olalekon Israel, your Prepclass tutor, and I am super excited to have you join me in today's session. Now, in today's session, we will be answering questions from the JAMB English 2020 past questions, question 56 to question 60. So, before we begin, take a moment of your time to subscribe to this channel. Do not forget to turn on your post notifications so you can be notified whenever we upload any new content. Alright, let's begin. Now, the instruction reads, in the question 56 to 58, choose the option that has the same vowel sound as the one represented by the letters underlined. In the question 56 to 58, choose the option that has the same vowel sound as the one represented by the letters underlined. So we are expected to select the option that has the same sound, as the underlined parts in the word. So question 56, we have the word beer. We have the word beer, and we have the alphabet EE, letter EE underlined in that word. Now we have to select the option that has the same vowel sound as the word beer. Now the options we have are bear, pear, fair, and pear. The word in question is beer. The options we have are bear, pear, fair, and pear. Now, to answer this question, a correct pronunciation of the word is needed. A correct pronunciation of the word is needed. Now, the word in the question is beer. Beer, and it's transcribed as B and ear. B and ear. Now, the ear is a combination of the short vowel E and E. E and E. Beer. So, the sound present in the underlined part of the word B-E-E-R, where we have E-E underlined, the sound present there is the diphthong ear. Beer. Ear. Now, the first option is bear. The diphthong in this word is air. Now, the second option is pear. The diphthong in this word is air. The third option is fair. The diphthong in this word is air. The fourth option is pear. The diphthong in this word is ear. Now, for bear, pear, and fair, the diphthong they contain is a combination of the and and pronounced as air. But for the words beer and pear, they have the same diphthong, the ear, E and ear, beer, pear. But for the other options, we have pear, bear, fair. We have the air in the other options. But for beer, we have the ear, and for the answer option D, we have ear in pear. So the answer to this question is option D. Okay, moving on to the next question, question number 57. Question 57, we have the word thatch. We have the word thatch. Now we have to select the option that has the same sound in the position of the underlined letters, thatch, where we have TH in thatch. So we have to select the option that has the same sound. The options we have are option A, clothing. Option B, mother. Option C, then. Option D, method. Now remember the word we have in the question is thatch. So we have to select the option that has the same sound where we have TH in thatch. The sound we have there is th. Okay, so to answer this question, a correct pronunciation and transcription of every word is needed. A correct pronunciation and transcription of every word is needed. So we can identify the words with the same sounds. So the word in the question is thatch, and it is transcribed as shown on the screen. Thatch. Now, the sound present where we have TH in thatch is th. The sound present where we have TH in thatch is th. So we have to select the option that has that same sound, th. Alright, let's check the options. Now, the first option is clothing. Now, clothing is transcribed as shown on the screen. Now, looking at the sound we have in thatch, we don't have it in clothing. The sound we have in clothing is the. That is the voiced version of the th. voiceless. So we have the voiced version in clothing, the voiceless version in sash. Now, the second option is mother. Mother is transcribed as shown on the screen. Now, looking at the transcription of mother, we do not have the same sound that we have in sash. The third option is then. Now, then is transcribed as shown on the screen. Then. Now, the last option is method. Method is transcribed as shown on the screen. Now, looking at the transcription of all of these words, we can see that it is only one option that has the same sound present in the position where we have TH in sash. And that option is method. Now, when you pronounce sash, you can hear th. When you pronounce method, you can hear th. But when you pronounce clothing, what you have is the. When you pronounce mother, what you have is the. When you pronounce then, what you have is the. So, the answer to this question is option D. Sash is transcribed as shown on the screen. Method is transcribed as shown on the screen. Now, sash and method both carry the diphthong th. Th. Sash. Method. You can hear the th. So the answer to this question is option B. Moving on to the next question, question 58. Remember, we have to select the option that has the same sound present in the position of the underlined letters in the word. Now, the underlined letters in this word is D and G. Now, we're not talking about the designer, Dolce and Gabbana. D and G is underlined in the word judge. So we have to select the option that has the same sound present in the position where we have D and G in judge. The options we have are measure. The second option is general. The third option is pressure. And the fourth option is grace. So which of these options have the same sound present in the position of DG in judge? Now, to answer this question, a correct pronunciation and transcription of every word is needed. A correct pronunciation and transcription of every word is needed so we can identify the words with same sounds. Now, the word judge is transcribed as shown on the screen. Judge. Now, when we have DG that is underlined, we have the sound J. The second option is measure. Now, measure is transcribed on the screen. Now, looking at what we have, where we have DG in the word judge, which is J. That sound is not found in measure. What we have in measure is sh and not j. The second option is general. General. Now, when you pronounce general, you can hear j. Now, when you pronounce general, you can hear the j. The same sound where we have DG in judge. J. J. Judge. General. General. You can hear the j. J in both words. Now, the third option, pressure. We do not have the j. The fourth option, grace, we do not have the j. So the answer to this question is option B. Where we have D and G in judge is pronounced as j. And that same sound is found in general. When you pronounce general, you can hear the j. So the j is present in judge and general. As highlighted on the screen, we have where we have D and G in the word judge, it is highlighted as the sound j. Where we have the letter G in the word general, it is transcribed as j. So the answer to this question is option B. Okay, moving on to the next question, question 59. Now, for question 59 and question 60, we have another instruction. Now, in the questions 59 and 60, choose the appropriate stress pattern from the options. Choose the appropriate stress pattern from the options. The syllables are written in capital letters. So, the syllables written in capital letters are showing or are representing the placement of stress on different syllables in different options. So, question 59, we have the word melodramatic. So, for option A, we have the stress in the first syllable, me. Option B, we have the stress in the second syllable, lo. Option C, we have the stress in the third syllable, dra. And option D, we have the stress in the fourth syllable, ma. So, which of these options is the answer to this question? Now, to get the correct stress pattern of words, the word has to be correctly pronounced, because a wrong pronunciation of the word would result in a wrong placement of stress. If a word is being wrongly pronounced, it will result in placing the stress on the wrong syllable. So, for polysyllabic words, that is, words that have more than two syllables, for polysyllabic words that end in IC, for polysyllabic words that end in IC, the stress is always placed on the second syllable from the end of the word. I will go over that again. So, for polysyllabic words that end in IC, polysyllabic words are words that have more than 2 syllables. So, for polysyllabic words that end in IC, the stress is always placed on the second syllable from the end of the word. So, let us break down the word melodramatic. Now, melodramatic. So the stress is on the second syllable from the end of the word, which is ma. So when you pronounce melodramatic, you can see that there's an increase in the pitch of voice when it gets to the syllable ma. It is pronounced longer and higher. So the answer to this question is option D. Moving on to the last question in this series, question 60. Now we have the word understandable. We have to select the option that shows the correct placement of stress on the word understandable. Now, in option A, we have the stress on the second syllable, the. Option B, we have the stress on able. Option C, we have the stress on. And option D, we have the stress on stand. So, which of these options carries or shows the correct placement of stress on the word understandable? To get the correct stress pattern of words, the word has to be correctly pronounced, because a wrong pronunciation of the word would result in a wrong placement of stress. So when you pronounce the word understandable, you can actually hear the increase in the pitch and in the duration of pronunciation of the word or of the syllable stand. Understandable. So when you get to where you have stand, you can see that your pitch or the pitch of your voice increases and the duration of pronouncing that syllable takes longer than every other syllable. Understandable. Now, there are a couple of reasons for this. The first reason is an affix is never stressed. Affixes are words or morphemes that are joined to the beginning or the end of the word. A prefix is added to the beginning of the word. A suffix is added to the end of the word. Now, so able in this word is an affix. It should not be stressed. Second reason is, since an affix cannot be stressed, the stress has to be placed on any of the other syllables left in the word. Now, the other syllables which are left are on, the, and stand. So, the stress has to be placed on any of the other syllables left in the word apart from able. Able is an affix. It should not be stressed. The third reason is compound verbs. Compound verbs are usually stressed on the second part of the word. What is a compound verb? A compound verb is a verb that is formed from the combination of two different words. So compound verbs are usually stressed on the second part of the word. Examples of some compound verbs are overcome, over plus come. So the stress is always placed on the second part of the word. Come is the second part and it carries the stress. Underscore or underscore, as the case may be. Score is the second part of the word and it is carrying the stress. Understand. Stand is the second part of the word and it is carrying the stress. Remember, compound verbs are usually stressed on the second part of the word. Now, understandable is derived from the word understand. Now, understand is a compound verb and a compound verb is always stressed on the second word. So, stand is receiving the stress and able is a suffix. Able is an affix. It should not be stressed. So, the answer to this question, going by these explanations, is option D, understandable. When you pronounce understandable, you can actually hear the increase in the pitch of your voice and in the duration of pronouncing that syllable. Okay, we've come to the end of this wonderful session. Please do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Do not forget to like this post. Do not forget to comment. Drop your questions in the comment section. Also, share this post with your friends and loved ones. You can browse through our channels for more educational content. Thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day.